United States Marine Corps.
So I was deployed to Iraq with my unit. We got sent up to the Syrian border to help with Operation Matador. The insurgents that were in that town of Al-Qaim, they started shooting at us. As we were going up to the city, you could hear the rounds from the insurgents pinging off the sides of the troop carriers. That day, my buddy Lance Corporal Nick Urdy and I went on either side of the door. On 3, he grabbed the knob. I heard Allah Akbar, and then I felt like I got hit by a semi-truck. I could see the door was open. I could see muzzle flashes from the machine gun that was firing. There was a couple guys that were with me that were helping to drag me to safety. And one of them was Lance Corporal Nick Urdy. Got to the doorway, got out. He stayed with me in the track to the helicopter, and I kind of said our goodbyes. And then he was on the vehicle that ran over a mine on May 11th. He and 6 other guys were killed. I don't know if it's some cosmic fate. It happens to be the 20th anniversary of the day that I was wounded. It was today, May 8th. It's been hard 20 years. I think about them every day of my life. Not a day goes by that I don't think about that particular day or them. I've tried for 20 years to live a life worthy of their sacrifice. I was given by chance that those guys did not get. I tried every day to make them proud.
Quite a lot to ask someone on the 20th anniversary of nearly being killed to sit down in front of a camera and talk about it. We had no idea. It was actually May 8, 2005, 20 years to the day, while trying to rescue Staff Sergeant Anthony Goodwin, who had been ambushed, that Sergeant Scott Bunker was shot in the forearm, shot through his bicep, shot under his armpit, and had shrapnel into his right eye while trying to rescue Sergeant Goodwin. He had one bullet stuck in his chest plate that saved his life. In this picture taken during his interview, you can see the actual life-saving chest plate in that near fatal hole in the plate. He would wake up in a hospital in Landstuhl, Germany, then be taken to the Bethesda Naval Hospital in Maryland when he returned to the States. After one of his many surgeries that he would have in the coming months during a recovery, he was told by a nurse that he had visitors, which he refused. His visitors would not be denied. Shortly after, at his bedside would appear the Sergeant Major and the Commandant of the United States Marine Corps. As best he could come to attention, he heard, "Tell me, son, what do you want to do next?" was the question asked of him. His response, "I'd like to stay in the Marine Corps, sir. My unit is telling me since I lost my eye, I will not be able to continue." "Nonsense! I know plenty of Marines with one eye. Sergeant Major, call this man's unit and tell them he can stay in." I should add that the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps is the highest enlisted Marine. The Sergeant Major called Sergeant Bunker's unit head, and his unit head thought he was the butt of a practical joke and hung up on the Sergeant Major 3 times. Sergeant Bunker would hear about that, and Sergeant Bunker would stay in the Marines another 5 years, and the armor plates would get thicker. Remember, Sergeant Bunker was a Lima Company veteran, and he would come to learn of the name of artist Anita Miller and her tribute to the Lima Company, creating the Eyes of Freedom series of paintings honoring with life-size portraits the 23 of Lima Company who had lost their lives after seeing the front page of the Columbus Dispatch on August 8, 2005. Scott was at the unveiling of the Eyes of Freedom on Memorial Day at the State House in Columbus in 2006. He personally knew all 23 of those who had lost their lives. Lance Corporal Nick Urdy, who helped drag him to safety, along with Corporal Dustin Durga, Sergeant David Wimberg, Corporal Andre Williams, and Sergeant David Kruger, were all among those who were lost, who were very close friends of Sergeant Bunker. In 2006, Scott tried out for the Scout Sniper Platoon and went to Mountain Warfare School and was accepted, but had to learn again how to shoot since he had lost his right eye. Despite that, he would still qualify as expert. Before going to Afghanistan in 2010, he would re-injure the prosthetic in his right eye. It would not heal properly, and he made the tough decision that he would need to leave the Marine Corps. After sitting in front of the camera this last May, a few weeks ago, for an hour and a half, Sergeant Bunker shared a story that truly moved him. The camera had stopped rolling, and I decided to pull out my cell phone and start shooting some impromptu video of his story that he told me. Please take a look at this video.
So after I came back, I re-injured my eye during training. We were at Fort Abbey Hill in Virginia. I sent me back to Bethesda Naval Hospital to try to close up the wound. And I was there for a couple of days. They did what they could, sent me back to the unit. I got back. It was late at night, and they dropped me off at the company headquarters at the training center. And I was sitting outside the command hut there, waiting for a Humvee to come pick me up, bring me back out to the sniper platoon's training area. And the door hatch opens up, and out walks the brand new battalion commander and my old first sergeant, First Sergeant Dan Altieri, who's now battalion sergeant major. And stand up, attention real quick, remember the proper reading of the day. And Sergeant Major Altieri, in his unforgettable voice, he stops and he says, "Hey sir, I want you to meet somebody. This is Sergeant Bunker here. Sergeant Bunker lost his eye in Iraq, and he wants to stay on to Afghanistan with us. This guy makes me damn proud to be a Marine." And that was probably the greatest compliment I've ever received in my life, was hearing that from somebody who I held in such a high regard and esteem, Dan Altieri, Sergeant Major Dan Altieri.
Scott was truly humbled by what had been said about him, and he would earn more than a half dozen accolades, as you see on the screen. Of these, the Purple Heart is most dear to him, as it represents a personal sacrifice he made for his country. Life after the Marine Corps, Scott knew he wanted to continue to serve his community. He went to Sinclair Community College and received his EMT basic certificate in fire level 1 and 2, and currently serves the Clear Creek Fire District, serving Springboro and the Clear Creek Township communities while in Springboro. He serves on the department's honor guard in the Warren County Technical Rescue Team. In the summer of 2004, outside of his district, he arrived on the scene where a man was having a heart attack, took steps to revive him. With high-quality CPR and the miracle of intervening medication, he was able to do so, for which he received the certificate that you are seeing on the screen for his action that he took, saving this man's life. He would marry a former high school classmate, Tara Bergman, in November of 2014. They have 2 daughters, Ella and Avery, and Scott considers his family the greatest thing that has ever happened to him in his life. Please come forward to the stage and be seated, and let's all welcome him, Sergeant United States Marine Corps and firefighter first responder, Scott Bunker of Springboro, Ohio.